Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Going to be giving you my predicted 11 for Manchester United's game against Chelsea at Old Trafford. So I'm going to go with the 4-2-3-1 formation. The goalkeeper, David De Gea. David De Gea was in goal in Manchester United's 3-1 defeat to Arsenal. He made some important saves in that game. De Gea is Manchester United's #1 goalkeeper. I've got to make an admission regarding De Gea. He's been sensational this season. Right back, I'm going to go with Diego Dalot. Diego Dalot has appeared to be our first choice right back under Rangnick. And he's had a lot of impressive games under Rangnick. Dalot played against Arsenal not so long ago. I thought he played quite well in that game. He made some good runs, got into some good positions, and he hit the woodwork twice. So reflecting on that, he was unlucky not to score. The two centre backs, I'm going to go with Raphael Varane and Victor Lindelof. Harry Maguire is not available for this game, Ralph Rangnick has confirmed. Harry Maguire has suffered a knee injury. He's out for the season. Not so long ago, Maguire received a bomb threat at his home, and reflecting on that, he called the police. Varane, he recovered from injury not so long ago. Left back, Alex Telles. Telles is the only option at left back because Luke Shaw is out for the season with injury. Telles played against Arsenal last weekend. He did get a yellow card in the game. He weren't that good. I do recall him having a long range effort, produced a good save from the Arsenal goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale. Telles is our first choice left back under Rangnick. The two centre midfielders, Nemanja Matic and Scott McTominay. Fred and Paul Pogba are out with injury. Rangnick's confirmed they will miss this game. Matic, he got an assist in the 3-1 defeat to Arsenal. It was a lovely cross by Matic to pick out Ronaldo. As you all know, Matic is leaving Man United at the end of this season. He announced that the other week. Matic has 12 months left on his contract. Scott McTominay, he was out with injury not so long ago. The attacking midfielder, I'm going to go with Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes, of course, played in the 3-1 defeat to Arsenal. Don't forget Fernandes missed a penalty in that game. He hit the post. we've struggled to get the best out of Fernandez since Ronaldo re-signed for the club. Fernandez was superb last season. He was far superior last season to how he has been this season. Fernandez played in the 4-0 defeat to Liverpool the other week, but prior to that game he was involved in a car crash. But despite that, still played against Liverpool like I just mentioned. On the right wing, I'm going to go with Anthony Elanga. Jadon Sancho, he's not available for this game against Chelsea. Ralph Rangnick has confirmed that. Elanga played last weekend against Arsenal. He was unlucky not to score because he had a couple of good chances. On the left wing, I'm going to go with Marcus Rashford. Rashford is a good player overall, but he's endured a lot of poor games this season. Rashford's not been the same player since he had that shoulder problem. He missed the first 2 months of this season with that shoulder problem, and earlier on this season had a minor leg injury. Do you think Rashford could leave the club this summer? Because he's been subjected to a lot of transfer speculation, especially throughout the course of this season. Man United want Marcus Rashford to stay at the club this summer despite his wretched run of form. Earlier on this season though, Rashford apparently told his friends he wants to quit Man United this summer. And up top, I'm going to go with Cristiano Ronaldo. Edison Cavani is still unavailable. Cavani is still injured. Ronaldo, he played in the 3-1 defeat to Arsenal last weekend. He scored Manchester United's goal. That was his 100th Premier League goal. Ronaldo could have had more than one goal against Arsenal. Don't forget Ronaldo missed the game against Liverpool the other week because Ronaldo had announced that his baby son had passed away. That was very upsetting. Prior to kick-off, there was a 7-minute applause at Anfield for Ronaldo. Ronaldo could leave Man United this summer because earlier on this season Ten Hag said he doesn't want Ronaldo as part of his plans for next season. So anyway, that's how I think Manchester United could line up against Chelsea tomorrow night. The last time Manchester United played Chelsea at Old Trafford, it was a 0-0 draw. Man United drew with Chelsea 1-1 at Stamford Bridge earlier on this season. Like I said, Man United are coming into this game suffering back-to-back defeats in the league. Chelsea, they won their last game against West Ham 1-0. Chelsea's manager is Thomas Tuchel. Thomas Tuchel has been the Chelsea manager for over a year. Chelsea appointed him in back in January 2021. He's got a contract with Chelsea until 2024. Tuchel so far has won the Champions League as the Chelsea manager. Chelsea won the Champions League last season. They beat Man City in the final. Tuchel's got Chelsea to quite a few finals. It's gone to around 3 or 4. Tuchel's got Chelsea to this season's FA Cup final. Chelsea will play Liverpool in the final. Got them to the Carabao Cup final this season. Chelsea lost the final to Liverpool on penalties. Last season, Tuchel got Chelsea to the FA Cup final. They lost to Leicester. Before Chelsea, Tuchel managed PSG, he won trophies with them. Before managed Borussia Dortmund, he won trophies with them. Before then managed Mainz 05, and before then managed Augsburg. Like I said to you on the preview and that, Chelsea have sacked a lot of managers in a short period of time. Last season Chelsea sacked Frank Lampard. Despite Frank Lampard being a Chelsea legend. Frank Lampard is now the Everton manager, and I'm expecting Everton to sack Frank Lampard if Everton do get relegated this season. Lampard as well managed Derby before. That's before he went to Chelsea. Before Chelsea had Maurizio Sarri, Chelsea did sack him. Maurizio Sarri only endured one season with Chelsea. Sarri though did win the Europa League when he was at Chelsea, and he got Chelsea to the League Cup final, but that wasn't enough to save his job. Don't forget, at one point Chelsea had Antonio Conte. Antonio Conte won the Premier League in his first season when he was the Chelsea manager. Chelsea sacked him. Antonio Conte is now the Tottenham manager. Don't forget, Jose Mourinho endured 2 spells at Chelsea. I thought he was good in his first spell, but he weren't that good in his second spell. Chelsea did sack him. One of the times was something to do with the club doctor. One point Chelsea had Di Matteo. A long time ago they had Gus Hiddink. At one point they had Rafa Benitez as interim manager. Chelsea sacked him. A lot of years ago they had Scarara, sacked him. They had Avram Grant, sacked him. At one point they had Villas-Boas as well. A lot of years ago Chelsea had Carlo Ancelotti, and Ancelotti won some trophies when he was the Chelsea manager. So they are a lot of the managers Chelsea have had. Chelsea have sacked around 12 managers since Roman Abramovich bought the club. As you all know, Roman Abramovich is selling Chelsea because of this war between Ukraine and Russia. Roman Abramovich has owned Chelsea for a lot of years. I heard that Lewis Hamilton or someone else could be buying Chelsea. Like I've said to you, I do know a lot of the players that Chelsea have got. They have Timo Werner. I think he's had these good games at Chelsea. He's also had his bad games as well. I don't think Timo Werner has done well as a lot of Chelsea fans expected. Timo Werner certainly endured a bad start to his Chelsea career. Christian Pulisic Chelsea have him. Chelsea got him from Borussia Dortmund. Christian Pulisic is a young player. Kennedy, he's an attacking player. Romelu Lukaku, he's in his second spell at Chelsea. He enjoyed a good start to his second spell with Chelsea, then he died off. Romelu Lukaku is a former Manchester United player. So if he were to play in this game tomorrow night, he would be reuniting with Man United. Man United had Lukaku for around 2 years. And then obviously Man United let him go because he lost his place in the team. Lukaku did go to Inter Milan from Man United. Kai Havertz, he's very good. Chelsea got him from Bayer Leverkusen. One of the midfielders Chelsea have got is N'Golo Kante. He's regarded as one of the best midfielders in the Premier League. You know, Chelsea paid around £30 million for him. Kante has won the Premier League at Chelsea, also won it when he was a Leicester player. Callum Hudson-Odoi, he's a good young player. He's also pretty good for England. Callum Hudson-Odoi is out with injury at the moment. Mason Mount, he's a good midfielder. Good for Chelsea, also represents England well. Reece James, he's a good right back. He recently picked up an injury for Chelsea. Andreas Christensen, he recently recovered from injury. Chelsea have Saul Niguez, he's on loan at Chelsea from Atletico Madrid. Jorginho, he's done nowhere near as well as a lot of Chelsea fans expected. Chelsea got him from Napoli. Chelsea have Mateo Kovacic, he's out with injury, or has been out with injury. Ross Barkley. Ross Barkley is a former Villa and Everton player. Don't forget, Ross Barkley was a long-serving player when he was at Everton. Thiago Silva's good. Malang Sarr. One of the centre-halves Chelsea have got is Antonio Rudiger. Rudiger's just recovered from injury. Rudiger's leaving Chelsea at the end of this season, that's been confirmed. Apparently Rudiger's reached an agreement with Real Madrid. Don't forget, Rudiger was linked to a move to Man United. Another defender Chelsea have got, and that's Hakim Ziyech. Marcos Alonso, good defender. Chelsea have a good left back in Ben Chilwell. Ben Chilwell won't be playing in this game tomorrow night. He's out for the season. Cesar Azpilicueta. Chelsea have a good young player in Trevor Chalobah. The goalkeepers Chelsea have got is Kepa Arrizabalaga. He's the most expensive goalkeeper in the world at the moment, and he's a poor goalkeeper. I don't rate him. Chelsea's second choice keeper is Edouard Mendy, or is he first choice? Can't remember. He's first or second, and Chelsea have another goalkeeper called Marcus Bettinelli. So they are a lot of the players that Chelsea have got. Let me put into the equation that Man United have done transfer business with Chelsea before. Don't forget, back in 2017, Man United got Matic from Chelsea. We got him in a deal worth 40 million. And Man United got Juan Mata from Chelsea back in 2014. Got him for 37.1 million. So, there you go. You know, if Man United beat Chelsea, you know, I still don't think we're going to get top 4. Rangnick's disregarded the top four. After the 3-1 defeat to Arsenal, Rangnick said that Man United's Champions League hopes are over. Rangnick, he's been Manchester United's interim manager for around 4 months or so now. He's the interim manager until the end of this season, then he's going to take up a consultancy role for a further 2 years. Don't forget, the Man United players are losing faith in Rangnick. He's said that a few times during his tenure at the club. Before Man United, Rangnick was the head of sports and development at Lokomotiv Moscow. Rangnick's enjoyed one transfer window as Man United's interim manager, and unfortunately didn't get backed in the January transfer window this year. You know the news regarding Erik ten Hag. The other week, it got officially announced that Man United appointed Erik ten Hag as the new manager. He says Ten Hag will replace Rangnick at the end of this season. You know, Ten Hag signed a 3-year contract with an option of a further year. And Man United agreed the compensation with Ajax. The compensation is below 2 million. He said the other day that Erik ten Hag plans a one-on-one meeting with every single United player to assess the club. Ten Hag is getting a transfer budget between 100 and 150 million this summer. Let me put into the equation, Ten Hag's going to sell players, so he'll get more. There's a lot of players that Ten Hag wants to bring to the club. I've read up today that Ten Hag could bring Sebastian Haller with him to Man United. Sebastian Haller plays at Ajax. There's a couple of players he wants to bring from Ajax. Yesterday it said that Ten Hag wants to bring Anthony and Rain Timber with him at United. Let's see what he can do. You know, Ten Hag is Manchester United's 5th permanent manager since Ferguson. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you with. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.